This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, the Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is. Welcome to In This Season
Good
podcast.
morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Y'all see I'm over here trying some new stuff, right?
I see.
How's it going, Bonehead? How's it going?
Good morning. Doing good. Wiping the sleep out of the eye and drinking my coffee.
Yeah, I'm on
Today's
my
a good day.
yeah, today's a good day. Let's claim it. Let's aim for it and let's claim it, right?
That's right.
All right. So, good morning, everybody. I see that we do have some comments. Brandon, I am getting everything set up for our Instagram people. Good morning, YouTube, Facebook, all of that good stuff. If you want to catch those, well, I'll catch the comments. Let me send you this back and I'll catch the comments. There you go. So, let's see who's rocking with us at the barbecue. Big Mike says, good morning, everyone. Brenda Davis says, good everything, everyone. And Auntie Richette Chet says, good morning, Butterfly, and everyone, and nephew. And we got the heart, and the kiss this morning from Auntie Richetta. So, y'all ready to get into it today? How was your yesterday? Anything to share about yesterday, I guess, Brandon? Anything from you?
Just kept my nose down and was on the grind and taking care of stuff. Ran some errands and trying to think, is there anything that just stood out? Oh, I saw a really good friend of mine at practice yesterday. You remember Miguel Flores?
Yeah.
Yep, I saw him.
Yeah. How old is the baby girl? Is baby girl that one used
Gabby?
to be Gabby?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. She's got to be 14.
No, she's older than 14.
Yeah,
Yeah,
15,
Gabby's probably
16.
graduated.
Nah, she can't be. Don't make me feel old. I didn't even ask too much because when I saw him, he came to training, so we were getting out on the mat. But yeah, it was good to see him. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, Gabby may be on her way to college.
Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna have to check. But y'all, so yeah. I had a good day yesterday as well. Very good day. I had good conversation yesterday, the kind that made me come home and do some self-reflection. So it was a good day. It was a good day.
Good.
So, yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed running into an old friend. It was a blast from the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. But I mean, the situation was, it was hot. We don't have any AC in that gym, and it's a lot of us. So we were hot and training. But that's what we built our friendship on, was training together and beating each other up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 10 years ago or so. So it was good to see him. Always good to run into an old friend, and it makes you kind of reflect about where you were and where you are.
Yeah.
Things like that. So it was good. But cool. You ready to jump into it?
Let's jump into it. Let's get it. Y'all want to tell us how your day was yesterday? Drop those comments. Mark Walker says, morning. Yeah. Thank you, Mark. And we did see you yesterday. So thank you for joining in yesterday. Got a little windy there, so we didn't get to acknowledge you at the end. But good morning. Thank you for coming to the barbecue. And y'all don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this video. All right, Brandon.
Absolutely.
Want to say go? Well, my mom is funny, y'all. But today's her birthday. So
Happy
I'm just
birthday,
gonna put
Grandma.
it out there. She's funny about us saying and doing all that publicly, but it's her birthday. Y'all send her some prayers and blessings for a good day.
We just gonna have to be comedians today and keep it funny.
Mm-hmm. There we
Happy
go.
birthday, Grandma. We love you very much. She ain't gonna stop me. Happy birthday, Grandma. Sing it on the high mountain.
All right,
But
there you go. Mike and I sang to her this morning.
oh yeah,
We
y'all
woke her
called
up. Yeah, we woke her up this morning.
Oh man, y'all should have called me. I would have did it. That's
Yeah,
cool though. It's cool
I
that her
thought
kids
about it.
did it.
Yeah, I thought about it, but
That's cool.
I
Happy
thought you
birthday,
might have been
Grandma.
still asleep.
I think I was probably up praying, depending on what
Mm,
time it was. But y'all, welcome to the show. This is day what 201, right?
yeah. No,
Two, yeah.
it's 201 or 202. I think it's 202, right? Brandon, don't get me to thinking. I don't know. 202. 202.
Goodness gracious, man, days are going by quick. Welcome to the 202nd day of the In This Season podcast, where we have been reading through Daily Motivations for African American Success, a book written by Dennis Kimbro. This is a book that includes inspirations from famous African American achievers and witticisms and meditations and affirmations to help you on your journey to success, spoken and looked at through the lens of the African American experience. If you're not African American, that's okay. You can still benefit greatly. You know, just as much, pretty much from this as anyone else. So, thank you for joining us, and welcome to the show. We invite you all to get the book, to support this author. He doesn't get anything for this podcast, and we don't get anything either. So the least we can do is ask you to support him by buying the book, and reading that book for yourself and sharing it with somebody. But a little bit more about this book, Daily Motivations for African American Success, will help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. And 365 short, powerful motivations, one for each day of the year. Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year. What it teaches will last you a lifetime. So, anything else from you, Mom, before I jump into it? I'm excited to read today. I don't know why.
Let's jump into it. I've not had a chance to read this one, so let's
You know,
see what it gives us.
I've been thinking about that. I never read these the day before because I always want it to be fresh and an authentic, kind of impression on me. But I thought, maybe I can go and do some literary analysis the night before or something like that. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all think we should read it beforehand and tease out as much as we can? I don't know. Y'all we I don't know. That might
I'm
be a
going to
little bit.
do it as much as I can because
Hmm.
we're different. And for me, and I'm getting better. Well, I got better sometime. You remember how when I would go speak, y'all would show up, I would do so much, and then I would show up and it'd be right in front of me. I use none of it. But it made me feel kind of safe to study it and have it. But then for the most part, I wouldn't use it. But we're wired differently in that way. You're better with just going off of the flow. Me, sometimes it'll give me a little anxiety if I don't.
Hmm.
I'm a bit older, and that maybe has nothing to do with it. Maybe more of just how we do life and see life. So
Hmm.
I don't feel any kind of way. I think I would if it was just me here by myself, not reading it, because it kind of takes me off my game. I feel like maybe it doesn't, but if I just know, my need is to know, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So if I just know, I feel a little bit better, whether I have to use whatever I got from it the night before or not. But for me, it's better if I'm going to be here by myself to read it.
Hmm.
I think I'll be better for me and better for the people who are listening as well.
I got you. I got you.
You got me.
Hmm. Well, let's jump right into it. No problem with that too. That's cool. I think it's a good dynamic that we have. So, but y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think we should do. Think we should read it beforehand or keep it the way we've been doing it. Y'all let us know. Either way, we love it. We probably gonna do what we want to do, but I do want to hear from y'all.
That's a
But
good one, Brandon, because if so, am I doing too much here? No, get the book. I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. I was gonna say I could type it up and put it out there. I'm not gonna do that.
You know what I was going? You know, I think if if we grow the listeners and people want that, we're gonna start taking donations.
Well, people should get the book. That we're already reading it, and people are getting this knowledge without blessing the author. And I
Yeah.
truly believe that he should. So I don't think I should type it out. Like, no, you get the
Okay.
book.
You know that, well, we'll talk about this all later, but there are people like Mark Lamont Hill who I admire very much. He uses a similar stream that we use, and they have like a channel where people can become members and supporters for like $2 a month or something like that, just to give something to compensate the work that goes behind the supporting of the channel to keep, you know, the the platforms that we keep up,
Hmm.
going. So
Yeah,
if
Brother
that's something.
Trent has that.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think I think that's a good support for, I mean, for as much as that comes with this. So we'll look at that later, y'all. But y'all let us know how we can make this. If you guys have any ideas on how we can make this more sustainable, that'd be great. And how we can be more engaging with you guys and give you, the greatest value for that sustainability. So
If
let us
we
know in the
did
comments.
something like that, Brandon, I would love to take the proceeds and be a blessing to people. Like if we did
That sounds
something where
good.
it's $2.99 for people to a month, and have those proceeds go to helping people who are in need, because we all get there. Like,
I think definitely a portion of it should be, but I think a portion
yeah,
should go to you as well. And that's just the way it is. Your first charity goes to your family. Your first and for holding this platform, and I think a portion should actually absolutely go to charity. But I think the first portion should go to you, specifically you. But that's just me. That's just me to keep the platform going, to make it sustainable. Maybe not in your pocket, but I'm saying for the platform.
for
There's,
the growth of the platform.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Look,
absolutely. That's just, that's our different ways. You gotta put stuff back into yours so that you can grow and bless people more, because you know as much as you grow, the more you can bless. So,
okay.
take care of mama first. You know what I mean? What you be
Okay.
telling my wife and we be telling you. So, all right, y'all, let's jump right into it before we get too long with it. This August 20th, the title is You Bet Your Life. You Bet Your Life. And our quote comes from Irvin Magic Johnson, the AIDS activist and former NBA star. He says, when you face a crisis, you know who your true friends are. Again, when you face a crisis, you know who your true friends are. A true friend has been defined as a person who shows up when the whole world has disappeared. Value a friend who for you finds time on his calendar, but cherish the friend who for you does not even consult her calendar. We should always remember the story of the young soldier who asked his commanding officer if he might brave the gunfire to rescue his wounded comrade. You can go, said his superior, but it's not worth it. Your friend is probably dead, and you might throw your own life away in the process. But the man went. Somehow, he managed to get his buddy, hoist him onto his shoulder, and bring him back to safety, but not without injury. As bullets whistled over their heads, the two of them tumbled into the bottom of the trench. The officer looked at the rescuer and said, I told you it wouldn't be worth it. Your friend is dead, and now you are badly wounded. It was worth it, sir, he responded. How do you mean, worth it? Replied the officer. I told you your friend is dead. Yes, sir, the young soldier answered, but it was worth it because when I got to him, he was still
Mm.
alive. And his last words were, John, I knew you would come. The main business of friendship is to sustain and make bearable each other's burdens. We may do more of that as friends than we do anything else. And our affirmation today says, today I will do something for a friend and express my gratitude that he or she is my friend. Again, today I will do something for a friend and express my gratitude that he or she is my friend. Over to you, Mom. How many of us have them?
Let's be friends. Few. Um, wow. So, two things. I while you were talking, I googled, of course. A true friend may be someone who accepts you unconditionally, helps you grow, supports you in tough times, and increases your ability to love yourself. You may also do these things for them, showing them they mean as much to you as you do to them, and becoming a better friend, right? Um, Interesting. As I think about my circle, make it this personal. I don't quite know how to define a friend right now. I don't. Um, and I don't know. I kind of know why, but at the same time, I don't. I can say, you guys, I am that person where you don't even have to ask. I'm going to show up for you if you need me. It reminds me before you need me, right? Or before you know that you need me. But I get it. Everybody's not like me. We're not wired. Just like with the preparing for the show, I prefer to know and read it the day before. But some days I'm not able to. But I thought about Miss Rose, and I've mentioned Miss Rose. God bless her soul. Miss Earlene was the reason. Brandon's grandma was the reason, the cause of me meeting Miss Rose. She just thought we should connect, and I had not known Miss Rose very long, like not long enough to be the first person that she called when she got word that her husband had passed away at work, that he had died at work. And that particular night, I was I was tired. I was just tired, and I had planned to be in the bed by 6 o'clock, and I was in bed by then. But I remember getting the call, and I did get up and I did go. And I remember calling Chris and Aristide. These are some people that were coming to the Bible study at that time, and they had, they are good people. And I remember calling them. They didn't know Miss Rose either, but they came. They met me at her house, and they were there, right? And so I feel if we just take the word friend out of it, what kind of person are you? Because if we are show up for a friend, you what's that word, Brandon? You are my other me. What's the word that you say? La, oh, you're on mute.
In La Catch?
In la catch, right? So if I want it for my friend, I want it for you. If I want it for myself, I want it for you. If you're a human being, a child of God, and we all are, then how dare I not be there for you when I can and when you are in need. So, friend, like Brandon said, how many of us have them? If you are a friend to yourself, you can be a friend to me. If you accept yourself and have that unconditional love for yourself, if you are being honest about growing in the man or the woman that you see in the mirror, right? If you are supportive of yourself when you're going through a tough time, right? When you don't forget who you are and whose you are. And that when you are increasing your ability to love yourself, because if you are not open to it, it says here that a friend increases your ability to love yourself. Your ability has to already be there, right? So what you do for others, I guess, Brandon, what you just told me, got to take care of yourself first, mama. Feed yourself first, right? And I received that. So as I have grown, and this baffles me because I hear this from a lot of people, many people who have gone through and are continuing to grow through and transform. People seem to fall off. Mike and I have talked about this many times. Brandon, I think you and I have as well. How our circle is so small. Like I don't feel I have one. And sometimes I feel the need It's like you said yesterday when Sella, daughter in love, your wife, had the babies. Well, Kutsali, I think maybe the first time. I think that's when she said it. I need to be mothered. And sometimes, especially we as women, because we're different, we're wired different. There's times where I wish I had the friend who I felt accepted me unconditionally, rather than, go back and talk about me as I'm growing through something, supportive, really supportive in tough times. Whether it's, I remember sharing with you guys that my friend, the person who was there for me during one of my worst times wasn't a friend that had been a friend very long. Wasn't a sister, different race from me, right? And it wasn't that she needed to, just her asking, "Do you need me to do this? What do you need from me?" To me, that was showing up. And every time I had to endure a process of this, she was asking, "What do you need? Do I need to go with you?" Afterwards, "You okay?" You know. And so there were others who were kind of there, but real. You know when people are totally present for your well-being. You know. And so you bet your life, I'm telling you, I don't need fake friends. I ain't gonna have fake friends no more. It just ain't gonna happen for me. It's just not. So this one's good. And I like the fact that the person said he was alive when I got there, and he said, "I knew you would come." Right. And that's how, when I'm thankful that I didn't say to Miss Rose, "I'm tired. I'm in the bed. I'm sorry." Because y'all, there's some people would have just talked her through it, right? "Okay, I'm sorry," and not have gotten out of their bed. And I believe that there are blessings in that, right? As you said this, and I'm going to share this. I don't know if Daughter in Love is listening, but as you said yesterday, Brandon, I'll turn it over to you, that Daughter in Love said, "I just need to be mothered." I remember when Zali was born, and I don't know if I've ever shared this with Brandon or Sella, but Sella's mom was in the room with her. And I kind of like, well, like Zali, well, what about me? I'm grandma too. But I also said, but I'm not her mom. She needs her mom. Right. And so to hear, so that's putting on your big girl panties, if I may say, because I'm now saying, this is not about me. I'm not the one having a baby, right? I'm not giving this birth. So she deserves to have whatever she wants. She wanted a dog in there. She should have been able to have, right? So
That wouldn't happen.
you ain't the one having the baby either. But I'm
No,
just
no.
I'm just saying, like,
Copy
remember, if
that.
you give people or allow people, if you give them a little bit of what they need, they will be okay. And most times people just want to know that you care. You won't even have to go sometimes. Just a phone call. "Hey, I'm checking on you. Are you okay? Is there anything?" And that's what this person did over and over. And if I had said, "Yes, I do need you," there's no doubt in my mind that she would have come and sat with me until I said, "Okay, I'm okay now. You can go home." Right? So, friend, I don't know how many of us have them. Y'all tell us, do you have a true ride or die friend? Because I'm going to be honest. I used to think I had one or two or three. I don't know. I don't know. And it's very interesting that I hear a lot of people saying, "Hey, the more I grow, the more I change, people just drop off. They just drop off the face of the earth." right? So over to you, Brandon. We got a few comments. I'll get those towards the end. Um, let's see.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
I do want to open this up a bit as I kind of share my thoughts on this passage. I do want to open it up to the people in the comments, in the comments and watching the show. Tell us about your experience with friends. How has friendship changed for you over time? Do you feel like you are a good friend? Do you feel like you have good friends? What are the benefits of friends in this day? And what are some of the challenges that you've experienced with friends? And this could be, you could share a story with us about friendship or just your thoughts about friends. I mean, how many of us have friends that would bet their life to save ours? Right now,
Uh-oh, right. We knocked. That was pretty. That was kind of cool what Brandon just said. Would bet your life. You bet your life I'm gonna go for my friend. I love that, Brandon.
hmm?
How you said, how many friends you said you bet your life. Well, I don't know if you said it like that, but it took me back to the topic. You bet your life. Like you bet your life I'm gonna go take care of my friend,
Right,
regardless.
right.
Right.
How many friends would really bet their life to save yours?
Yeah.
And I remember, unfortunately, I've been in a couple situations where I've had to do that. Um, Here in Memphis, a couple times in college. Um, and I won't say had to do that, but I've been in that position, and sometimes I wasn't even a good friend, you know. But like you said, Mom, it was just the right thing to do.
Right.
Um, and to bet your life to save another's life is the ultimate sacrifice. That's the ultimate sign of not just friendship, but just of mercy, right? And compassion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point in life, especially in modernity in this day and age, it's really difficult to have a good friend.
Mm.
I
Why,
think
Brandon? Do
I
you
think
have
I
a
yeah
inkling of why?
yeah. I think the so much has changed in the last 50 years, right? Our friends, our phones have taken place for most of our friends. Most of our friends we communicate with through the phone. We have people that we say are that's my best friend, and the only time you have any touch with them is over the phone, right? You're not thinking so much. Do I have a connection with them? But do I have reception in order to call them? Um, and I think that changes the dynamics of our relationships, especially the advent of social media. We see more of our friends, or we see our friends in different lights now. We don't see our friends through their actual, like I even find myself like I've called friends on the phone and been like, what's up, da da da, and the da 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 was their screen name or their Instagram handle. In my head, I had to not say their Instagram handle or name on Instagram or whatever, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, because it might be different from their real name. But the first thing that popped in my head wasn't even their real name, right? So I don't. There's a lot there's so many things that are getting in between
Mm.
the actual relationship that you have with the person, right? I feel like we're missing each other in a lot of human experiences and instances and circumstances that would foster those types of relationships, right? We're really getting to a place where we can say, I don't think I need a friend.
Mm.
I need associates. I need comrades. I need coworkers. I need colleagues. I need
What would be the difference, in your opinion,
of a friend in some
and
of
the
those other
and
spaces.
some of those others?
I think the difference is the the mutual Well, one, the depth of the relationship, right? The
Mm,
depth of the relationship, the experiences that you have together that you both grow through. So that's like there's challenges in life, um, and I think lesser so now, maybe more so, but I think in at least in my experience, lesser so now than formerly. Like we did not have all the technology, we did not have all of the distractions. We didn't have all of these technological or just things in between. They're like we're such busybodies and we're such distraction. We're involved so much in distractions, right? Like it's the difference between reading a book and then getting a post on your phone about an information. Like there's people who are academics, right, that could pick up a book and read this book and they know this book. They've read it cover to cover. The difference between a person learning biology from a book as to a person who learned some facts from a page, Instagram page that focuses on biology. Yeah, you might know some of the facts, but to not know the depth of that subject really takes away from the understanding. Like I think the difference between a friend and an associate is the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
mm,
You can still know that person. You can know or have knowledge of a subject, but to be wise in that subject, to have studied it, to have experienced it, to have tested it, to have proven it or disproven it, um, is a difference. The difference between a associate degree and a PhD. Yeah, you guys might have had the same subject, but the depth of knowledge, the depth of experience is completely different and changes the dynamic, right? So I think in former times we had situations where we needed each other. We had to work together. We depended on each other, right? And I just don't see that today. I see us being so wrapped up in um, making money, making a dollar, overworking, underpaid. People are too stressed sometimes to foster these good relationships. There's no downtime. There's no time to sit back and have these deep conversations without already being distracted with what you have to do next, right? So if you have a true friend, if you have a real friend, if you have someone in your life that may have been there for years, right? Um, and time doesn't depict this always. It's not just time. It's the value. It's the depth. It's the quality of of those relationships that really make the difference. But if you do have a true friend, then cherish them, check on them. How many of us have friends that we say, "Oh, that's my best friend," but you haven't talked to them in months, right? You haven't checked on them in months. You have no idea what they've gone through in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? Can we say, "Oh, that's my friend," right? I'm not sure if we can. So if you have a true friend, we should define what a true friend is for ourselves. What would a friend do for you? If you were out there bloodied and battered in war, would that friend come and get you just to give you just to give you a peaceful transition to the hereafter? I mean, think about that. I mean, knowing that this person is already wounded and maybe bleeding out, to just share, to risk their life to share that last moment with you. You know what I mean? That's a real friend. And now it is upon us to one, we we can't be that for everyone. We can't be that type of friend for everyone. But if you have a friend, then and you really consider them a friend, I mean, you guys can define that on your own, because it's going to be different for every person. But if you do have that friend, then I think you should try to be a friend like that. I think we should work on quality of relationships, quality of friendships, as opposed to the quantity. Because look at us, we say, oh, I got this many followers, I have this many friends on Facebook, right? But how many of those are really your friend, right? I would rather have, and I got this from Uncle Mike, I would rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies, right? I would rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. I would rather have four great friends than 100 associates, right? Because associates are just associated with your life, but friends are involved in your life. You know, your brother is someone that shares the burden of your problems because of their compassion and concern and love for you, right? And there's a level of attachment. There's a level of attachment in friendships. You want that person around. You care for the benefit of their life. If they go through something, you also go through something. It's difficult to have if they're hungry, it is difficult for you to be full and enjoy it. So friendship is a form of love. It's a form of love. I have to say that I am like I've noticed a change in some of the circles that I've been around, where my friends, my brothers, my guy friends, right? I'll say friends. You know, friends is a term now that we use so easily.
Mm-hmm.
But where we'll say love, bro, or I love you. Whereas 10 years ago, I didn't really hear men say that. You know, there was this thing of like yeah, you'll say it when they're in a casket, you know. But I think one of the things that I've experienced here in Memphis is that, I've lost some friends to these streets out here. I've lost friends to senselessness. I've lost friends to prison. Um, and I think many of us have had those experiences here, and we may know more than people maybe in some other places, that life is fragile. It's very fragile. So make sure your friends know that you love them while they're here, because when they're gone, the time's up. You can't express it. That call that you didn't answer, what if it was their last call, right? What if they were on their um on their last breath and they just wanted some compassion, they just wanted some comfort, right? I remember my friend Debo tried to call his grandma
Mm-hmm.
when he was laying there dying, right? And she answered the phone, and he couldn't make out words, right? Um, and I always thought about that.
He was just up the street from the house where
Just up
she,
the street.
yeah, he
Yep,
was
yep.
just on the just up the street. Yeah,
You
I
know, so
often think about that too, Brandon.
yeah, yeah. So in thinking about these things, everyone is not your friend. Even though we say, "Oh yeah, that's my friend," just because you've known them a long time doesn't mean that they're your friend.
Yeah,
Those could be the same people talking and undermining you and subversing you, um, when you're not around, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
what is the definition of a true friend? You have to define that for yourself. Think about the people who have been there and the people who haven't been. And it is a dishonor to the people that have been there for you to raise others to the pedestal of that person without them earning the same, or putting in that same type of work, right? So
hmm,
like, imagine you have I mean, somebody that you've been down with, right? And they just meet somebody today, and they're like, "Oh man, it's my best friend." You're like, "What?" Right? Because we give away so much. Um, we give away so much of like we give people so much. We give people sometimes more honor in our lives and more respect in our lives than they deserve. I personally am getting more to the point to where I don't really think I need a best friend.
yeah,
I don't need it. It's great if I have it, but it's like sugar in my coffee.
yeah,
It's extra. It's icing on the cake. Alhamdulillah, or in Hebrew, hallelujah. But if I don't have it, that doesn't mean my life is unfulfilled,
Right.
right? So I think we're just getting to a point to where those spaces and gaps are rarely filled. Like if it's not filled with quality, I would rather fill it with God, right? So now that brings me to my last point. Your best friend should be God, your confidant, who you bring things to, who has the most compassion for you, the most compassionate, who has the most mercy for you, the most merciful, right? Go to God, and if you need friends and helpers, ask for God to provide those people in those spaces, right? So for today, in this affirmation where it says, today I will do something for a friend and express my gratitude that he or she is my friend. I'm going to do that for God, right? That's that's my friend in today. But I will also think about one or two other people who have really been there for me, and I'm gonna call them and just tell them, thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Um, and I hope that you all do the same. So, friends, how many of us have them? How many and who amongst your friends, think about who in your friends right now is wounded in the battle of life? Who needs someone to come for them that are your real friends? And they may not need, none of your friends may need, everybody might be doing good. But do you even know? Have you been so self-absorbed to where people who have been there for you, you don't even know if they're going through anything right now or if they need anything right now? You may not have even called them back. You know what I mean? So speaking to myself first, value the people that you had, the quality, value the valuable people in your life and give them the value that they're due. And if there are none in your life that are like that, then don't give away that value frivolously. Okay? But bet you can bet your life. Is there anyone that you would bet your life for? Not just thinking about the way that we receive, but are you a good friend? Are you worthy of someone to bet their life? Have you done, or have you been that compassionate person? Have you been a true friend? Right? What does that look like for you? For you, have you been that friend? We always, many times we think about what we can get out of relationships, but I think the more purifying point is, what can you give in a relationship, right? And is there someone that gives that back, that pours into you as much as you pour into them? That is a friend, and you can bet your life on that. That's all I have.
Yeah. So, Brandon, a couple of things. This is what I'm going to do. This episode is reminding me of the people that I have met as of late. Where and there's a couple of them. There's one lady that comes to mind this morning that said to me, I'd like to connect with you. She said, I've had difficulty finding friends that that are there. Two people have told me that. Both were people who moved into this city, and they found it very interesting how people relate and connect. And so this particular lady, I said, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to give you a call. And I have not. And I think about the people that God are bringing in my life now that I've been meeting. Now, some of them I have reached out to and not heard back from them. Um, but it may be a way of opening a door for new people to come into my life who are of the same mindset, because as we grow, our needs, even what we want to do and talk about, changes, right? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a desire to really sit on the phone where I used to. Back in the day, I would sit on the phone and talk about garbage all day long. I barely want to talk now. I just want to know how you're doing. Are we planning something? And get off the phone. And if we are talking, it is meaningful conversation. We're not gossiping, right? So maybe God is opening doors for me for new people. And it's no shade against the people or about the people who are not there, who still want to talk and gossip about the very people that they hang out with. And it's just crazy.
It should
And
be
I was
shade.
part of that craziness. But
It
now
should be
my
shade.
values, my goals are different.
Mm.
Say that again, Brandon. I'm sorry.
I said I think there should be shade on people who gossip. But that's just me.
Well, no shade from me, right?
Okay.
Because it's probably maybe something that I'm doing, which it is what it is. But I feel like I'm in a space where I acknowledge where I am. I accept it so that I can grow. Because, like you said, what you don't reveal, you don't heal. And then I'm also a loner. I'm kind of a loner. Like I'm gonna be there for you if you call. I don't care if I hadn't heard from you in a year. If you need me, I'm coming, and I will meet that need for you, right? But after that, I'm going back to business as usual for where I am, right? And another thing I think I lost friends because I stopped being the quiet. I started speaking up for myself. I started speaking up when you kind of slightly throw shade, right? Is that where we're going? Really? Do we really want to go there? You know? So, and it gets to a point after you do that for so long, it's like boy bye, girl bye, right? So it's so many things, but I want to before we close out, we're getting long here. Um, I want to read, where did I find this? Let me go back. Hold on one second, you guys. Uh, go back. Okay. It says in both testaments, the ideas of friend and friendship involve three components: association, loyalty, and affection. There are also three levels of meaning for this: friendship as association only, friendship as association plus loyalty, and friendship as association plus loyalty plus affection, right? And there's a whole reading on this. It is under Bible study tools where it talks about, friends. Proverbs 27 says, the righteous choose their friends carefully. That's it right there. The righteous chooses friends carefully. Why? Because y'all, we energy feeds, right? It feeds, it goes back and forth. So if I'm trying to stop, if I'm an alcoholic and I'm trying to stop drinking, I'm gonna have to let my buddies who drink with me go for a minute. Because will they be willing to say, no, man, you're trying to stop drinking. You know what? I'm not gonna drink around you. I'm gonna chill. Let's have some water together. Right? That's a friend to me. If I'm trying to grow, help me grow. If I'm trying to stop doing something that keeps me from growing, don't do it around me. Be supportive when I'm with you and I'm choosing not to drink. You know what, man? My sister, let's have some water. Right? Those are people. That's compassion. That's helping one another. Right? So, faithful are the wounds of a friend, it says. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Think about our reading today. He didn't care. He cared, but it didn't matter um, that he was gone. What mattered was I got to him and he knew that. And he said, I knew you would come. Does someone know that you would come? Is there someone that you know would come if you called them? Right? So that's all I have. I don't know, Ben. It was a good one. You bet
It
your life.
was. Let me read a couple comments. There's one that my wife gave that sounded very similar to what you said, Mom. Um,
Okay.
Her first comment said, I really agree with what Brandon said. Things have changed so much within the last 20 to 30 years. It almost seems as though we got too busy to keep up with friends. I definitely think I can be a better friend to the people who have been there for me for years. I struggle with checking in with them. Maybe it's because I prefer to be a loner most of the time, but I really do love my friends, right? And then Mr. Alvin Williams gave us a good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Uh, Thank you for being here. But when you said, you're a bit of a loner, and I had just read that comment from your daughter in love, and I was like, yep.
Yeah. I appreciate that we got the same life language as well, you guys. Same
Hmm.
life language. That's how, for me, that's how it's kind of like refueling the car. When I'm alone, gosh, oh my gosh, it's like that, it's fuel for me. Seriously, it's like pulling up on empty at the gas station. That's what it does for me.
Mm.
So we do have a few more comments. Cousin Sin says, "Good morning, Beverly Coates." Brandon, you remember Miss Beverly from Primacy?
Yes.
She says, "Love you, Tammy. You are such a blessing to others." Thank you, Miss
Oh,
Bev. Thank you for
oh, Miss Beverly, that's
joining us.
sweet.
Yeah, she's a sweet, sweet soul. Always have been. I remember, your daughter and your dad. Especially, I just remember the stories about your dad. He was everybody's father. Seemed like. Um, Sella says, "Great day. I would read the night before just because I like to reflect and think before I speak. It's a contemplator thing. Yay, we are contemplators." Jordan Love and our contemplators. So, Big Al Sal, good morning. Brandon already gave you the formal good morning. So, thank you guys for rocking with us. This was a good one. I will reach out to the lady that I met last Saturday, and I'm going to just reach out to the person who was there for me during the most difficult time of my life. I'm going to reach out to her and just say, "Hey, I love you. How you doing?" Right?
Mm.
So, those are my two people that I'm going to reach out to today.
Well, all right, y'all, we're gonna wrap up the show today on August 20th. The title was "You Bet Your Life." And Irvin Magic Johnson said, and we all know who he is. He said, "When you face a crisis, you know who your true friends are." Ain't that the truth? And our affirmation and inspiration today that we're going to carry with us today says, "Today I will do something for a friend and express my gratitude that he or she is my friend." Tomorrow, I want to know what you guys did. Was it a call? Was it a text? Did you show up? Did you bring them lunch? Did you invite them out to dinner? Um, did you bring them a gift or anything like that? What is it that you are going to do? Think of something maybe creative
Mm.
for a friend today. Maybe get them this book, Daily Motivations for Success, and invite them to the podcast. Um, let us know tomorrow. But guys, think up something, and I'm gonna try to remember to do the same. All right, and be the type of person worthy of a friend that would bet their life for you. All right. So like, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, please go over really quickly to the YouTube channel, type in the letter N, this season podcast, and you should see us here live. Like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications to bump us up into the queue and to let YouTube know this is the type of content you want to see. Until tomorrow, have a great day. Be great. You can bet your life. Peace.